This is Blues Beach with Ken Lovejoy, hosted by Transmedia Studios. Log on to transmediastudios.net.
Thanks again for logging on, checking out Blues Beach. We got a lot of good blues on the way for you. Going to be interviewing Chris Fitz, courtesy of Rob Roy, the guy who hooks us up here at Transmedia Studios. And he was doing a little open mic thing and ran into Chris doing a little acoustic gig. But Chris Fitz, as you'll hear, and as you'll also hear him tell you, he's been doing the blues for quite a while. He's multifaceted, multi-genred singer-songwriter. He's also really hot on the guitar as well. Check it out, folks.
mercy on me.
Lord have mercy indeed. Chris Fitz Band and Crown of Thorns, and you're hearing it right here on Blues Beach, and we're going to talk to him on the phone right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chris Fitz. How you doing?
Hey, hi, Ken. How are you?
Good, good. Man, great job on that song, man. Liking it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Gets you into a nice groove to do this interview, I got to tell you.
Straight ahead electric blues.
I love it. And I want to thank Rob Roy and the gangs at Transmedia Studio for hooking us up and getting this interview together. Man, I wish I'd heard of you sooner. You need to get down here to Florida.
I know. I've never played a gig in Florida. I've been as far south as Memphis.
It's a good place to go.
In Asheville, South Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah.
But haven't played any gigs down in Florida.
Well, we need to change that, folks. Chris has been around for quite a while, really. Last 15 years out of the Boston area, but you did some time out in San Francisco too, as well.
Yeah, I was out in San Francisco quite a long time ago. That was 88 to 92. I wasn't really gigging professionally then. Didn't really get my music career underway until I got back to the East Coast. So it's actually been about 17 going on 18 years back here now, full bore. Out of the Boston area, we've done some traveling. Like I said, we've played down south in Memphis, and I've done some touring in Europe, and I've gotten out to California to play a few times. But primarily, we've been around the northeastern seaboard, New England area.
Well, man, I'm telling you, you're doing it good. What got you into the blues, and what got you into gigging those 17, 18 years ago?
Well, music in general has been part of my life since I could first remember listening to the records that were playing in my house. My dad playing Beatles records and Elvis records, and I had a couple of uncles that kind of grew up in the in the late '60s Woodstock generation, and turned me on to great music at a very young age. I didn't actually start playing guitar or pursuing music until I was 15, probably early high school.
Yeah.
But I was listening to music from a very early age, and just always fantasized about playing music. So when I finally picked the guitar up at 15, just kind of went from there. But yeah, it was a lot of great records, old vinyl records from family members that got me into music in general. And the blues thing sort of came out of like I said, I had an uncle that had old Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf and Lightnin' Hopkins records, and I can remember being 10, 11 years old and listening to that stuff, and really, for some reason at that young of an age, really identifying and digging it. And then I think the first real electric rock blues record that I remember listening to was Disraeli Gears. And Cream, and the other Cream record, Wheels of Fire.
Yeah.
And that live version of Crossroads, and that kind of threw a huge hook in me as far as the electric guitar goes.
I'll bet. Is Clapton and name some others who were big influences on your guitar playing?
Well, I'd say early on, it was Clapton, Jimmy Page, some of those British guys.
Mm-hmm.
When I got a little older, when I was about 18 or 19, no, I think it was about 18, I went to see, this was kind of a funny story, the girl I was dating at the time got a couple of free tickets to see the Moody Blues at a venue in Worcester, Massachusetts, where I was going to school at the time. And unbeknownst to me or her, we showed up early enough to catch the opening act, which happened to be, this was 1983, and it happened to be Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is sort of a cliche story now for a lot of guitar players that got hooked in the 90s and 2000s. But I was already playing quite a bit, but never heard of this cat at all And he was just starting to break out in 1983,
Yeah.
and he was opening for the Moody Blues. And I sat there in my seat dumbfounded for 45 minutes while he ripped through his set. And to be honest with you, one or two songs into the Moody Blues concert, I was bored to tears and left. And I just started trying to, I wanted to know who this guy was. It was just such an emotional, passionate thing that I watched. And that really kind of focused me in on blues, because as I started to study him and read all his interviews, he would point out all his influences, which would go backwards. And this is how a lot of modern electric blues guys kind of got the picture, was by going backwards from somebody like a Stevie Ray Vaughan or a Robert Cray to their influences. So from that point, I started going out and buying every record that he would talk about. Whether, B.B. King, Freddie King, Albert King, Buddy Guy, T-Bone Walker, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So that's when I started really becoming a student, in probably my early 20s.
Excellent. Well, man, I tell you what, it definitely paid off, the studying, man, because you can really whack that bad boy. I'm telling you, it's great. And
thank you very much.
You've got, 5 studio albums here? Well, you got a live album or just recently out from last year, live at Dodge Street Bar and Grill. Is that in downtown Boston?
Actually, it's a suburb of Boston, not too far from downtown Boston, Salem, Massachusetts, home of the witches.
Yeah.
That's our most recent release. I have four studio albums and then the live double record. And I've been doing a lot of writing, and the bands we're eyeing, trying to get another studio project underway. I'm not really sure what kind of record I want it to be. I think I want it to be sort of a mix of acoustic and electric. But I really never know what kind of record we're going to make until we set in and start doing it.
What do you like? What do you like playing better when it comes to down and dirty blues? I mean, you rock the house, but do you love grabbing the acoustic up and going old school sometimes?
Oh yeah, I do a lot of that actually. I moonlight playing a lot of solo gigs, and I have a little duo and trio acoustic side projects that I have where I play exclusively acoustic guitar and a National Steel. It's much more singer-songwriter oriented, but it's all really bluesy. I mean, one of the funny captions I thought you had on your homepage was that, well, I can't quote it exactly, but it's something about how whether it's jazz, rock and roll, whatever it is, it all comes from blues.
Yeah,
and
it all started with the blues. Yep.
Yeah, for me, like, all music's blues. Punk's blues. Everything's blues, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't really like being pigeonholed into that. There's an odd stereotype when you talk to somebody that may not be well educated in blues music. Mm-hmm. You say the word blues, and they automatically envision some old guy sitting in a corner
with a cigar box guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one form of blues which I love, but blues is everything. It's all encompassing as far as I'm concerned. And if you were to listen to my records, they're not traditional blues records by any stretch of the imagination. They're much more crossover blues rock records. Although I do always incorporate some really traditional sounding stuff. Sure. I'll sit and stomp the floor with my National Steel guitar and play some. There'll be original songs that are my songs, but they're very much a tip of the cap to the old, Lightnin' Hopkins, Mississippi Fred McDowell stuff, because I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm also a white suburban kid that grew up, in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So, I'm not trying to be something I'm not. So
sure.
I try to make my music my own and representative of who I am. But I'm always tipping my cap and getting influence from all, everything from Hank Williams to all the way up to, the modern guys like Joe Bonamassa,
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's great. I mean, that's what to me, what makes a great blues musician, a blues artist, is somebody who appreciates all the genres and can impart that in his own music as well. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
I totally agree. I don't think, like I said, I'm a white suburban guy, so I don't think there's any point in me trying to be the next Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. And my influences are so varied. I mean, I'm to be honest with you, I'm more of a singer-songwriter junkie than I am a blues guitar junkie. My favorite artist of all time is Bob Dylan, and then all the great songwriters from that era. To me, writing a great song is more important than playing a great guitar solo, and I'm always striving to do that. But I certainly love expressing myself on the guitar too, and our live performance, my band's live performance, is high energy electric rock, blues rock, with tons of guitar. And for people that like that sort of thing, they're never going to get disappointed at one of our shows. But I really enjoy sitting on a stool and playing my acoustic guitar and singing songs too. So,
and I'm glad you do, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have met Rob Roy, and we wouldn't have been hooked up for this interview.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the gig I did with him last week. Was just my National steel guitar and my foot stomping on the floor, and I just I did my solo thing, which, like I said, I enjoy doing that as much as I enjoy doing my full band gigs.
And, folks, you can find out more. All you got to do is just log on, chrisfitzband.com. That's CHRISFITZ, chrisfitzband.com. Check out some of his music, available on Amazon and iTunes. You got a bunch of different choices here. And we want to thank you for taking the time out to come talk with us. Oh, we got to give some props to Jeff and Steve. Jeff, your bass player, and Steve, your drummer.
Yep, Steve Wolpe's been drumming with me for 5 years, and Jeff Majau's been in the band for a little over 2 years, and it's the best combo I've had in all the years I've been doing this. Great guys, great musicians. We're all on the same page musically, and I hope to keep this band together, for the foreseeable future. We're working hard. We had a really good year in 2011, played tons and tons of gigs, and we're looking forward to a good 2012 and hopefully some more festivals. And who knows, maybe we can get our butts down to Florida one of these days.
You got to do it. We got all kinds of blues festivals going on down around here, Southwest Florida, the Tampa, Sarasota, Fort Myers area. Man, you got to come down. We'll hook up something. I'll get with your book. I'll get with Amy, and we'll try and hook something up.
I'd love to, Ken. I really appreciate you getting me on the show.
Hey, no problem. And we're going to now Crown of Thorns. What album can people find that on?
That's on the new double live album, Live at Dodge Street Bar and Grill.
Okay. And we're going to leave you with Filthy Rich with No Bank Account.
Correct. That's off the Journey of Hope record.
Journey of Hope, 2003.
Yep.
A great song, too. Chris, again, thank you so much. Continued success. Hope I get to meet you in person soon.
All right, Ken, I'll stay in touch. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Chris Fitz Band, once again on Blues Beach.
This has been Blues Beach, hosted by Transmedia Studios. For more info, log on transmediastudios.net.